Welcome to episode 335 of the Working Fans Podcast. Please check us out over on patreon.com/Working Fans Podcast. We are adding new stuff every day. We have monthly bonus episodes. All our episodes go up there unedited. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. And did this just hit social media this week, Dave? Because I was seeing the video and I was seeing people talk about the video, but this happened the day Hogan died. So is this just coming out?
Yeah, I think it's just coming out in the last week or two. I didn't pay attention to this too much. I just, the body cam footage was released, and I just saw Vince's driving, which was insanity. I'd always heard that Vince drive like a maniac, but I didn't think he was still driving, honestly. But apparently, it's 70-something-year-old man who's got a brace and a cane.
Well, didn't you see 2 or 3 years ago he got into an accident in Connecticut? I don't know if it was on WWE property or somewhere close, but he had totaled a car then.
Do you remember, this is unrelated, but just to give you an idea, because it wasn't that long, it was probably when he was just getting done with doing the physical stuff in wrestling, but he was probably close to 70 already, where he did that thing with Kevin Owens, where Kevin Owens headbutted him and busted him open. And Kevin Owens talked about it. And he said, yeah. He said, did he say something to you? He's like, yeah, he pulled him in and he said, you better lay it in, you fucking pussy. He said he called me some other choice words and stuff too. So I was like, okay, here it goes. He's like, yeah, he's insane.
Yeah, I think, you hear all these stories about Vince, but if you see the video of the driving, the driving with Jerry Graham stuff makes sense. Yeah. Jim Ross has long since talked about the craziness of the driving, and crazy this came out. Somebody was like, did you see Vince's hair? And I think they saw the Sputnik Monroe white in the middle, and they're like, what is going on with this guy? It is definitely getting people talking. Do you think it hurts or helps him at this point?
He can't really do much more to hurt himself at this point. This does probably not fit. It just adds to the legend of the craziness of what is Vince McMahon. Now, Vince McMahon, the person, and all the other horrible shit that's come out with Janelle Grant and stuff, that's still going to be, we'll wait to see how that all plays out yet. But obviously, that paints Vince in a very bad light. This is just, this isn't safe. Thankfully, nobody got hurt, but this is not stuff that's surprising. If you know about Vince McMahon, you just went through, with the books and stuff like that, Jim Ross has talked about over the years, this is Vince.
I'm surprised it topped this news this week because I heard about this. I didn't believe it. He's really retired now then, right? I was thinking that it might have been a gimmick at the Rumble. And then, as time goes on, you're all right, maybe he's ending this chapter and starting another one. But this pretty much signifies that he is in AJ Styles' Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Well, first off, he well-deserved. But it's interesting because we have mutual friends, and one of them was really hoping he was going to go to AEW and kill it. And I didn't think it was off the table because, he had to think at the Rumble where he didn't take his gloves off. And Punk even said, I know what he said to me in private, but I'm just going to leave it there. And I'm like, okay. So I thought maybe in a year or so, he might end up in AEW or doing something else still. And then they did the Hall of Fame. Now, I thought they got the Hall of Fame in kind of quick. I'm like, are they worried this guy's going to go somewhere or whatever? But I was listening to Brian Alvarez on Wrestling Observer talk actually before we started recording. And apparently it came out that AJ Styles has signed a contract as a producer backstage. And Carl Anderson had talked about that AJ Styles, when he ran into him at the tribute show, that, my neck's been bothering me. I have to kind of call it quits right now. And, I want to help the young guys in the next generation. Because Carl Anderson's like, sorry, guys, I guess he really is retired. He's retiring, and I got to eat a bunch of crow because I didn't believe it. So, AJ Styles, retired. Crazy.
Yeah, I thought it was really soon for the Hall of Fame. Definitely deserved, but usually it's a year after the retirement. John Cena would have made almost more sense going in this year. Yeah. But maybe to some degree they were worried about the possibility of him going to AEW, even if he didn't plan on it. And they're like, let's just give him this sweet deal to keep him here. Whatever it is, I've heard the question posed. I'm going to put it to you. Who's headlining this year? AJ Styles or Stephanie McMahon?
I think it's I just assumed it was Stephanie McMahon. That's the way they kind of built it. But you know what? I'll go AJ Styles. I bet you they close with AJ Styles because Stephanie probably doesn't want to be the headliner and close the show. I bet you even Triple H is probably thinking, maybe this doesn't look good. Maybe we celebrate her, we're happy for her, but maybe we close with AJ Styles, somebody who's universally loved. I'm going to go AJ Styles as the new headliner.
Yeah, AJ Styles, unless they drop a bigger name on us, I feel like Stephanie just wouldn't headline it because just the optics of it, somebody would say something about a McMahon being at the top and there would be that issue. But I'm right there with you. I see AJ headlining it outside of anything else. And we've got a slim show for you this week, not only because it's been a rough week on us, but we have a whole separate Patreon bonus episode we're doing for you this week. And we're not going to do what we did last week. The title of the episode is going to be the main event. Mm-hmm. So we are going to talk, speak of, is that AJ Styles in the Elimination Chamber there? Or is that Roman Reigns and I got bad eyes?
Yeah, no, that is AJ Styles.
Look at that. But we are going to do an Elimination Chamber preview. I am kind of excited for this. Like, Elimination Chamber isn't my favorite pay-per-view. Like, No Way Out didn't necessarily have a special place, but we're going to preview this card. We're going to give you some predictions. I made some wild predictions at work, and I think I might drop them here as well.
All right. I'm pulling up the matches as we speak.
People that regularly watch us will also notice that the studio will be changing soon on Dave's end. We're very excited about this.
Possibly a week delay in that. But yes, in the next couple of weeks, you'll be seeing a different look to the studio.
Dave's going to come back next week, be like, guys, it's not happening. Let's forget about it. It's the home base for good.
All right, I got the 2026 WWE Elimination Chamber card. Let's just go through it.
Top to bottom.
Women's Intercontinental Championship match, Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. I say AJ Lee is going to win the Intercontinental Championship.
It's in Chicago.
Yeah.
AJ Lee would be definitely a feel-good story. I'm going to say Becky Lynch wins, disappointing the crowd.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you why I picked AJ Lee. I'm going to go to his next match. CM Punk defends the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Finn Balor.
Oh, fuck. I don't know if we've talked about this or if I talked with somebody at work about this.
I've heard this theory, and it was actually originally from Fightful. I think Sean West Sapp has it, that Balor is going to win the title from Punk to shock everybody, and then Punk will get it back before Mania with Roman. I like the theory. I think it would be a surprise. I think they're building up Finn here, and there's something that's going to happen with this Judgment Day. So I'm thinking since Finn wins that title, you have one of the husband or wife win a championship. That's why I got AJ Lee winning the Intercontinental, and I got Finn for the big upset for the world title.
I like the sound of it, but I can't back down from my pick. So I'm going to go CM Punk, but that sounds interesting.
That is good. 4-match card. So let's go right to the Women's Elimination Chamber. We know now, too, the winner of this will fight Jade. Liv has already decided she's picking Stephanie. So potential opponents for Jade at WrestleMania: Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, the surprise pick, Kiana James made it in there, and Raquel Rodriguez. I think I'm going to go Rhea Ripley. I think the optics of her versus Jade at WrestleMania is a big marquee match.
This is going to sound a lot like our Royal Rumble picks, but I'm going Tiffany Stratton.
That's funny. Yeah, I had a feeling. I said if he's going to go with anyone else, it's going to be Tiffany Stratton. Mm-hmm. She's done this, but all right, let's get right to it then. Men's Elimination Chamber. And by the way, I think whatever happens here, somehow we're going to end up with like a 3-way or 4-way with Drew McIntyre. I mean, I wouldn't even be shocked if they open with this, if we have like the first non-finish and only like Drew McIntyre tries to cost people. But we got Randy Orton, we got LA Knight, we got Cody Rhodes, we got Javon Evans, we got Trick Williams, and we got Jey Uso in the Men's Elimination Chamber match. Funny story, I believe Jey Uso was not even originally supposed to be in this match. Bronson Reed was in a 3-way dance with Jey this week, and the original Grande Americano, and Bronson Reed tore his bicep in the middle of the match. Jey Uso ends up winning. He's here. I don't know. This is tough. I think the safe money would be Cody. Maybe Randy Orton. I've picked some wild ones today too, so I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna go wild. Trick Williams. Yeah, I like it.
Interesting. You can ask John White about this. I picked Javon Evans.
I like it. I like that too.
That's who I'm feeling. I was excited he got in there. Even if he doesn't win, he's the wrestler I'm definitely most excited to see, but I'm picking him for the win.
So the reason why I'm going with Trick, I think he's a little hotter right now, but also another reason, and I think your Javon pick could work too, is again, I think we're going to have a 3 or 4-way or possibly even a 6-pack challenge or something at WrestleMania. I don't think they're going to do just Drew and Cody. I think it's been done too many times. So they want to spice it up. So I think they're going to use this as a way to elevate by bringing some younger people in. We might get Jacob Fatu. Maybe the story's still there for Sami Zayn and Randy Orton. But I think you get a Trick Williams or maybe a Javon. Someone else is going to be added to this.
Dave, I know I said this was going to be main eventing this show, but I forgot Jake Rule. We got a 5-3-1.
Oh,
You've got the lists in your notes. I'm going to take us out, play the short reel quick.
All right, let's rank 5 random wrestlers, 1 through 5. Starting off with Barry Windham. Number 2, before he was Stone Cold, he was Stunning Steve Austin. Number 3, before he was Goldust, the Natural Dustin Rhodes. Number 4, Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig. And number 5, His Lordship William Regal. How do you rank these guys 1 through 5? Let me know in the comments.
And you let us know in the comments. Chris Green had Hennig, Windham, Austin, Regal, and Rhodes.
Can I just say, too, I must have been on some shit when I did this short. Do you hear me out there? Before he was so cold, he was Stunning. Before he was Goldust, he was the Natural.
And it played into a couple lists I have. I like it because it does get that interaction.
I like it. I did good that day. I'll pat myself. Barry Horowitz myself today. All right. Pete Cardova. I like that name. Barry Windham, number 1. Curt Hennig, number 2. His Lordship William Regal, number 3. Austin, 4. And Rhodes, 5.
Craig Anderson has Austin, Perfect, Windham, Regal, and Dustin.
How about Norman Chappelle? Hennig. That reminds me of that old lady on the internet. That Norman Reigns is going to kick some ass. Hennig, Windham, Rhodes, Austin, Regal.
I've got El Hijo del Arturo Herrera has Mr. Perfect, Stunning Steve Austin, Barry Windham, Dustin Rhodes, and William Regal.
That's a name. I like that. Brian Moore. He's got Austin, Hennig, Regal, Windham, Dustin.
Vince Ojeda has Barry, Kurt, Steve, Regal, and Dustin.
Jesse Huber. Big fan of the Hubers. Hennig, Regal, Dustin, Austin, and Windham.
That's El Hijo del Spike Huber. Speaking of names, we've got Milan Pavlovic has Perfect, Windham, Stunning Steve, Stone Cold would be number 1, Regal, and Dustin.
What about Lester Rivers Jr.? We got Barry Windham, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig, Dustin Rhodes, and Regal at 5.
I'm going to disappoint Dave with my list because I have Austin, Perfect, Regal, Dustin, and Windham.
Oh, Windham at 5. Well, Ken Phillips has got Barry Windham at number 1, Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig at 2, William Regal 3, Dustin at 4, and Austin at 5. Sorry, Steve.
Adam Murnane has Austin, Hennig, Windham, Dustin, Regal, but also said, and those at the top had shortened careers due to injuries or other circumstances.
I got a list here from Hector E. Lopez. The E is for everyone get the fuck out of my way. I got Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig. I got Dustin Rhodes. I got Barry Windham. I got William Regal. And I got that sorry son of a bitch Steve Austin last again.
Mark Schnurr has Perfect, Windham, Austin, Regal, and Rhodes.
Man, these lists are all over the place, honestly, in a pecking order. I got Shannon Hom, Windham, Rhodes, Austin, Hennig, Regal.
Chu Her has Stone Cold, Mr. Perfect, Stalker, Regal, and Dustin.
Soccer Regal. Robert Perez, Hennig, Austin, Barry, Dustin, Regal.
Chuck Marksberry has Austin, Regal, Perfect, Dustin, and Windham.
Chris Wilson has Windham, Hennig, Austin, Regal, Rhodes. I don't know how we're going to decide these.
I looked at them a little bit earlier, but there are. What do you think accounts for the varying in these lists? Because kind of skipping ahead to the next step, but Perfect and Austin are at the top of a lot of them. But it's like Windham and Dustin move depending on the list. Do you think it's if they were WCW watchers in the heyday?
Oh, I'm sure that definitely plays a factor, right? Because if you take overall career sex, like nobody's touching Steve Austin, right? That's the fucking man, right? But if you look at it, I did say Stunning Steve, and I did say the Natural. So if you just look at them as mostly WCW counterparts, which obviously you can't do that with, well, you can do it Perfect a little bit, but Windham and Dustin are probably a little bit ahead of Austin and a little bit ahead of Regal, in their WCW success. So yeah, I'd say that definitely plays a part in it.
See, I kept my mind in WCW, but I tried remembering like my honest fandom and going back and like when I was watching WCW, I really liked Stunning Steve Austin. I thought he was great in the Hollywood Blondes, when he had US title runs, I believe, or a TV title.
Well, actually, Windham, Rhodes, and Austin are pretty much a dead heap. When I say success, I had to really think about it. It's like I just feel like Dustin kind of had just as much success as Steve. Like they were TV champs, they were US champs, they were tag champs. But I feel like Dustin was maybe just a little bit more. Maybe that's, now that I think about it, maybe Steve even edged out Dustin. Barry, I would give the nod to over both because he had all those said titles. Plus, he had the NWA World title for a bet when they were bringing that back from Muta. And he had the success of being in the Four Horsemen for a little while, too. So I think Barry would be my number one in terms of just WCW success between those guys. But again, if you're talking overall career, Steve Austin's the man. Like, I'll give you my list. It's like Steve Austin's number one. I would say Dustin's two, in all honesty. Again, just going by overall career. Then I would probably go Mr. Perfect. Then I would go Regal, and I'd probably put Barry last because I love Barry. But honestly, that's a hell of a lot of talent right there.
Yeah, and when I kind of looked at all these lists, I had it as Perfect, Austin, and Windham were kind of like the top three that really showed out on these lists. And
I got no problem with that.
It's kind of tough for Windham because no matter how good he was, when you're putting him up against Austin and Perfect, it's kind of like, all right, he's good.
Right.
But like, it's tough. Yeah. Because if you're going just WCW era Austin, I'd say he's a step below Perfect. If you're just going Perfect or Austin, the wrestlers, Austin gets that boost because we saw so much more of him.
He's on a Mount Rushmore. Like Austin's on a Mount Rushmore if you're going by his overall whole career. Perfect and Barry's very close, but I think Barry benefited from that WWE machine and being in the spotlight. Perfect, rather, benefited from that. Whereas Barry, although was so good, he was during WCW during some lean years as well, and maybe not as much of the spotlight was on him, like if you go up to the casual wrestling fan or someone who doesn't know, or maybe a lapsed fan, you go, hey, do you remember Barry Windham? Like, no, was she in the AWA or NWA? And then you go, do you remember Mr. Perfect? Oh, yeah, Mr. Perfect. Yeah, the genius. And he had the perfect place. Did everything perfect. And yeah, I remember, you're more likely, I think people would remember him. So he would kind of get my nod. In terms of in-ring ability, I mean, it's tough. I think I'd still go Perfect because I just thought Perfect was just on another level in terms of his matches.
Would you think it would be fair to say that Mr. Perfect gets the number one for this?
Oh, I would go Austin 1 just because of, unless we're just going Stunning Steve now.
Well, that's what I was thinking because, like, you kind of made the qualification of Stunning Steve in there. We had a couple people that said Steve would have been higher on their list if it was that.
Well, then let me tell you this then. If we're going to Stunning Steve, to me it's Mr. Perfect, Barry Windham, Stunning Steve. So,
and the crowd goes wild. We're going to hear from author Ray Lopez, and then we're going to give you some exclusive Patreon talk maybe how we're liking current wrestling, maybe anything that pops up in our head in the next 38 seconds. Author Ray Lopez presents Lockup, Professional Wrestling in Our World. Lockup dives headfirst into the colorful world of professional wrestling. Explore the iconic characters, careers, matches, history, and families, and delve into the bizarre and fascinating entwining of professional wrestling and film, television, football, politics, gender, and race. Pre-orders are available now on Amazon.com or at mascotbooks.com. This is the perfect gift for the wrestling fan in your life. Pick up a copy today on Amazon.com or at mascotbooks.com.